Boy, oh boy, what an incredible episode of the Not So Taizai War of the Gods, episode 5. And just when you think you have most of the answers, this 3,000 year Britannia flashback changes the questions quickly. Derry and Montspeed, they get restored back to normal thanks to Elizabeth. And like I thought, obviously Lucille was trying to do something sketchy until Meliodas stepped in, like I thought he would. Then he tries to call it his some reinforcements to Tamil and Surreal. And I do like the interaction we got at first when Elizabeth was like given the task of like killing them, and Elizabeth said like, "No, I won't do it because darkness and light are the same thing. They're all created equally." So she's trying to bridge that gap. Obviously, Lucille doesn't see it that way, but this actually inspires Tamil and Surreal to actually help her out and stop Lucille from actually trying to kill them. And the part of the problem is like there's no mutual understanding. So like I said before, it becomes a problem. Like then Lucille tries to contact Nerabasta for reinforcements. He finally gets through to her and restore back to normal, but it's too late. Meliscula and Gopher already infiltrated the Light of Grace, so they're trying to open the gate and change it. So I like what they did here. So I'll get into that in a minute, but very predictably, like I said, Elizabeth changed the area and Montspeed back to normal. And the reason for it, I'm glad it didn't rely on Tono Jutsu like I was thinking it was going to end that way. So I'm glad I was wrong. She actually overpowered them by. I love how she extended wings and used a technique to actually get rid of the darkness inside them. And we found some interesting bits of information about Indra or the technique. The only way to restore them back to normal is to let them kill until they're done, or they die. Pretty much kill them or let them run amok. So there is no way of restoring them back to normal other than what Elizabeth did. So I wonder if that's going to play a factor later down the road. But she does. She gets the job done. She restores them back to normal, and she does take responsibility for what happened to their comrades. So they get sent down, and obviously the Montspeed and Dairy shipping is there. So there you go. They're sleeping together. So that's how they get restored to normal. Before that, Lucille tries to like I said, contact Nerabasta, get some reinforcements. He's like Lucille actually tries to attack Dairy and Montspeed while they're down. I like that Diane and King stepped in as Gloxonia and DeRoll, so that's pretty cool. And he said, I agree with you, this is a war, but Elizabeth tried to help them out, and I'm not going to trample all of that kindness. So I like that flashback for the development of King and Diane anyway, so I'm glad they stepped up. So we get more development for King in this episode when it comes to his appreciation for Meliodas. I already judged him because he was a demon, and that's the problem. There's no mutual understanding, even though it was on the same team. So now, like I said in previous review, there's a better understanding of the two. But then things go horribly wrong. So we get a Bon and Elaine moment with Garade and I guess Ro pretty much look like a Bon, and he's nothing like a Bon when you get down to it. So I don't know what happened, but turns out it was a facade, that whole conversation he had with Meliodas. Then we go over to one of the biggest plot points of the episode. Okay, so first off, we have Meliscula trying to like change the gate, the sky gate, pretty much, and change it into the gate of the demon realm. I heard that. Oh my gosh, when you think of the demon realm, you instantly think of the demon gods from Dragon Ball. But obviously, so I like that. But the fact they change it into something, I didn't expect that, so that was pretty cool. I was wondering why they're in the headquarters in the first place. And Nerabasta finally realizes what she's done. She's allowed them to get infiltrated, and there's no reinforcements. So she's trying to like contact the members of the Stigma to like help them out. The humans are the ones that interject and put a stop to it. They kill the giants and the fairies, and then so it becomes a mess. We come to find out Ro is the one to allow the gate to be revived in the demon realm. But I'm like, wait, what the? So, like I said, the questions change in this episode. So what's going on? I know what's going to happen to Lucille. He still hasn't left that place, and something's obviously going to have to happen to Nerabasta. But speaking of which, so King and Diane in Galaxonia and the Roll, they sense what's going on, so they try to help out. Yoda says, I want to go too and help you out. And I love this part when King's like, no, take care of Elizabeth. We've got our stuff to do. And I like that because this whole point is about them getting some development to learn, get a better perspective, a glossing it into roles so they can learn more about themselves and adapt. That's what this whole situation is about. They need to pass this trial, and they go through the forest, and they have Gotha, who's actually intercepting their plan, intercepting their way, and we get a reunion 3,000 years in the past, although different circumstances. And obviously, King, confused about Gotha being there, we get the revelation he's one of the 10 Commandments to selflessness. We get a lot more information than I ever thought we would about Gopher in this episode, so that was a surprise. Regular interaction between King and Gopher, and King immediately recognizes you're not the same. You're definitely not the same from the person I know 3,000 years in the future. And what's really messed up is it actually says what happens, like what goes down. So like you're interfering with the past. So is this going to change things? So I don't know. I'm wondering how time travel works, especially in anime, but in That's No Ties, that's going to be interesting. If anything changes at all, you effectively trying to influence the past by this information, so that could be a problem. We get Gopher intercepting the plan. She appears Gopher's allowing Melascula to use the incantation so she can revive the gate for the demon realm, but it turns out it's a facade, and the biggest twist by the end of this episode. I'm sorry. I was hoping we'd get to see what Nerabasta could do, but she's just standing there, like frozen solid. Like you said, you're going to defend this gate with your life, and you're not doing anything. And we know something's going to happen to her because she was brought back by Denzel in a technique, so where she possessed his body. So we know something's going to happen to her. We know probably this war's going to end way worse than it already is. We need to change the balance of power in this war. So it's not like the demons are completely innocent in this. No, they're not. Couldn't find out, she's like, no, something's wrong here. Melascula, she finished with the incantation, but the gate's not right. And we couldn't find out that's not a demon gate. Well, it is. It's more or less like a jail to like prison someone, and we couldn't find out that someone is the real Gopher. We see a badass design on the real Gopher, and we couldn't find that. Gopher is a doll. The current Gopher is a doll created by his real self to like get an understanding of the world so he can be set free. He was given the monarch of selflessness. They basically took his freedom, so now he's trying to get rid of that and set himself free. So that's what he went through with this plan. But so I love how they not only used the goddess race, but he also used the commandments. And I wonder how this is going to affect the present. Like I said, because we know Gopher is going to become one of the 7 deadly sins. And in fact, King actually told Gopher this in the episode. And that's 3,000 years in the past. So what's going to happen from this? Are we going to get to see the real Gopher in present time? So like I said, a lot of questions, very few answers. Or if they are answers, now the questions have changed. What's going to happen with the stigma? The episode ends with a cliffhanger with Gopher saying goodbye, and that's it. So we don't know what's going to happen. Interesting. Also, that technique that Elizabeth used to like restore Deary and Montspeak back into the normal self actually takes a toll, and she exhausts herself. So I'm wondering if Elizabeth in the present, if she does get a hang of this, is what type of repercussions is it going to cause on her? Because like, she's obviously a lot younger, it would seem. So let me know what you guys think down below. There's a lot to take in. That's going to do it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Like this review if you did. Subscribe to for more 7 Deadly Sins. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.